They took a pawn, one single pawn, and they stood up from the table, knocked over the board, and started dancing like they'd conquered an empire. They popped bottles. They made phone calls. They told everyone who would listen that they finally got you, that you were done, that the mighty had fallen, and they were the ones holding the sword. But here's the thing about chess that amateurs never understand. Sacrificing a pawn isn't losing. It's positioning. And while they were busy celebrating, while they were drunk on their tiny victory, while they were telling the world about your so-called defeat, you were still sitting at the table, quiet, watching, calculating, moving pieces they didn't even know existed into squares they couldn't even see. They thought the game was over. The game hadn't even started. See, there are two types of players in this world. There are the ones who play for the immediate win, the quick dopamine hit, the instant gratification of seeing their opponent stumble. They want the fast knockout. They want to see blood on the first punch. They want victory they can post about, brag about, build their fragile identity around. And then there are players like you, the ones who understand that real power doesn't announce itself. Real strategy doesn't need applause. Real victory is so quiet, so subtle, so devastatingly complete that by the time anyone realizes what happened, it's already been over for months. You're not playing the same game they're playing. You're not even playing the same sport. They're out here playing checkers, jumping over pieces, making noise with every move, thinking that activity equals progress. But you've been playing a game so sophisticated, so layered, so patient that they don't have a name for it yet. Let me tell you what they saw when they thought they beat you. They saw you fall. They saw you struggle. They saw that moment of weakness, that crack in the armor, that stumble that made you look human. And in that moment, their small minds did what small minds always do. They extrapolated. They assumed. They projected their own fragility onto you and decided that one stumble meant total collapse. They forgot something crucial. You don't stumble by accident. You stumble by design. That weakness they exploited, you let them find it. That vulnerability they attacked, you left it exposed on purpose. That pawn they captured with such pride, you positioned it there knowing they wouldn't be able to resist taking it, because you've been studying them far longer than they realize. You know how they think. You know what tempts them. You know that their ego is so hungry, so desperate, so starving for any taste of victory that they'd lunge at the first opportunity without checking what it might cost them. And they did. Exactly as you predicted. They took the bait. They swallowed it whole, and now the hook is so deep, they don't even feel it yet. Let's talk about patience for a moment, because this is where most people fail. This is where ordinary minds break and reveal themselves. Patience isn't passive. That's what they never understand. Patience isn't sitting around waiting for something to happen. Patience is active restraint. It's choosing not to move when every fiber of your being wants to strike. It's watching them celebrate your supposed defeat and keeping your face completely still. Do you know how much strength that takes? To watch people who hurt you dance on what they think is your grave, to see them toast to your downfall while you sit in silence knowing what's coming, to feel the rage burning in your chest and convert it into fuel instead of fire. That's not weakness. That's mastery. That's the difference between a street fighter and a general. The street fighter swings at the first sign of disrespect. The general watches, waits, and positions armies while the enemy exhausts themselves celebrating battles that don't matter. You are the general, and they just burn through their ammunition shooting at shadows. Here's what's beautiful about their premature celebration. They showed you everything. In their arrogance, in their victory laps, in their rush to tell everyone about your defeat, they revealed their entire playbook. They showed you who their allies really are. They showed you what they truly think of you. They exposed the depths of their resentment, their envy, their fear disguised as triumph. They gave you intelligence they should have guarded with their lives. And you collected every single piece. Every name they mentioned. Every person who joined their celebration. Every snake who smiled at your suffering. Every coward who only showed their true colors when they thought you were too wounded to notice. You cataloged them all, not for revenge, not for retaliation, for positioning. Because when you rise, and we both know you're going to rise, you need to know exactly who should and shouldn't have access to the kingdom you're building. They just saved you years of trying to figure out who your real ones are. They volunteered that information while they were busy laughing. Thank them silently. And remember every face. Now let's discuss their fundamental error in calculation. They measured your power by what they could see. They assessed your strength based on external circumstances. They looked at your position, your resources, your situation, and they ran their little equations. Based on their math, you were finished. Based on their logic, you had nothing left to fight with. But they can't measure what lives inside you. But they can't quantify the fire that refuses to die. They can't calculate the will that bends but never breaks. They can't factor in the thing that wakes you up at 4 a.m. with clarity they'll never possess. They can't account for the force that's been building in you since the first time someone underestimated you. Their math is missing the most important variable. You. You did not your circumstances, not your resources, not your situation. You. The actual you. The thing that exists beneath all the external noise. The consciousness that's been through worse than this and came back stronger. The spirit that treats obstacles as training weights and setbacks as tuition. They calculated everything except the only thing that matters. And that's why their celebration is so perfectly premature. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening right now while they're still hanging up their victory banners. In the silence they created, when they pushed you out, something is growing, something is strengthening, something is evolving at a rate they can't comprehend because they think pressure destroys people. They don't understand that pressure is exactly what creates diamonds. Every door they closed concentrated your focus. Every bridge they burned eliminated your distractions. Every ally they stole revealed dead weight you needed to release. Every weapon they used taught you defenses you didn't know you needed. They thought they were dismantling you. They were actually refining you. They thought they were ending your game. They were actually leveling you up for a game they don't even know exists yet. And here's the part that's going to haunt them. You're not angry anymore. You were. Oh, you definitely were. There were nights when the rage was so intense you could taste metal. There were moments when you fantasized about immediate retaliation, about matching their energy, about showing them exactly what you're capable of when you're not holding back. But that passed. And what replaced it is far more dangerous than anger. Clarity. Replaced it. Cold, crystalline, surgical clarity. The kind that doesn't waste energy on emotion. The kind that sees the board from above, that tracks all the pieces, that calculates 17 moves ahead while they're still celebrating move 2. Anger makes mistakes. Clarity makes moves. And you've stopped being angry. You've started being strategic. They have no idea what's coming. And the most beautiful part, they won't see it coming either. Because you're not going to announce it, you're not going to threaten it, you're not going to give them any warning whatsoever, you're just going to execute. One move at a time, one day at a time, one quiet, devastating decision at a time. And by the time they realize the game continued after their celebration, they'll already be in checkmate. Not almost in checkmate. Not approaching checkmate. Already there. Looking around at a board they stopped paying attention to, wondering how all their pieces disappeared while they were busy framing their victory photos. Let's talk about the nature of real victory, because they clearly don't understand it. Real victory doesn't need an audience. Real victory doesn't require their acknowledgement. Real victory is so complete, so total, so undeniable that it speaks for itself. You don't have to convince anyone you won. The results make it obvious to anyone with eyes. They wanted a loud victory, a theatrical victory, a victory they could perform and broadcast and use for social validation. You want something different. You want the kind of victory that changes your life so fundamentally that their opinion becomes irrelevant. The kind of victory that builds something so solid that their attacks bounce off without leaving a mark. The kind of victory that creates a reality so removed from their sphere of influence that you forget they exist for months at a time. That's not revenge. That's transcendence. And it's so much more devastating than anything they could have imagined. Here's what's going to happen in the coming months, and I want you to see it clearly so you recognize it when it starts unfolding. You're going to build in silence, day by day, brick by brick, move by move. Nothing flashy, nothing they can point to and attack. Just consistent, relentless progress towards something they can't even envision. Meanwhile, they're going to plateau. The high of defeating you will fade. The celebration will end. The bottles will empty. And they'll be left with themselves, with the same limitations that made them need to tear you down in the first place, with the same emptiness that made your light so offensive to them. And slowly, imperceptibly, the gap will grow. Not because you're trying to compete with them. You stopped competing with them the moment they showed you who they really are. No. The gap will grow because you're playing a completely different game now. A game that has nothing to do with them. A game that's entirely about becoming what you were always meant to become. They'll watch it happen. They'll tell themselves it doesn't bother them. They'll create narratives about why your success doesn't count, why your growth isn't real, why your transformation is somehow fake, or temporary, or undeserved. But they'll watch. And watching your ascension from the same place they were standing when they celebrated your defeat, that's a special kind of torture that you don't even have to inflict. They'll do it to themselves. Every notification, every update, every glimpse of your new reality will remind them that they celebrated too early, that they popped champagne at halftime, that they mistook a chapter break for the end of the book. There's a moment coming. I want you to visualize it, because it's already real. It's already inevitable. It's already happening in a timeline you're collapsing toward with every breath you take. In this moment, you're standing somewhere elevated, Literal or figurative, doesn't matter. You've built something they said was impossible. You've become someone they said you could never be. You've achieved things they were certain were beyond your reach. And in this moment, someone mentions them. Maybe someone asks how you feel about the people who celebrated your downfall. Maybe you see their name somewhere. Maybe a memory surfaces and you feel nothing. Not satisfaction. Not vindication. Not even the sweet taste of proving them wrong. Nothing. Because they've become irrelevant. Completely, totally, absolutely irrelevant. They're so far below your current reality that feeling anything about them would be like a mountain feeling something about a pebble that once rolled down its side. That's checkmate. Not when they suffer. Not when they apologize. Not when they acknowledge their mistake. Checkmate is when you genuinely don't care anymore. When their opinion has no weight. When their existence has no impact. When you've so thoroughly transcended the board they thought they dominated that you can't even see them from where you're standing. And they'll know it. They'll feel it. They'll sense that somewhere along the way, they stopped mattering to you. And there's nothing they can do to change that. No attack they can launch that will bring you back down to their level. No provocation that will make you engage. No strategy that will make you care. They'll be stuck playing a game against an opponent who left the table years ago. That's not victory. That's annihilation through indifference. So here's what I need you to understand as you sit there right now. Wherever you are, whatever state you're in, however fresh the wounds from their celebration might be. This is all part of the game. Their celebration. Your pain. This moment of darkness. It's all part of the game. And the game is longer than they can possibly imagine. The game spans years, not weeks. The game measures success in transformations, not transactions. The game rewards patience over panic, strategy over impulse, silence over noise. You were built for this game. They weren't. That's not arrogance. That's assessment. They showed you exactly who they are when they celebrated too early. They revealed their inability to see beyond the immediate. They demonstrated their addiction to instant gratification. They proved that their minds can't conceive of the kind of long-term strategic thinking that you're capable of. They eliminated themselves from serious consideration. All you have to do now is keep moving, keep building, keep evolving, keep playing the game they don't know exists. And when the time is right, when the pieces are all in place, when the position is so overwhelming that resistance is mathematically impossible, you won't even need to say checkmate. The board will say it for you. They celebrated your downfall too early. The real game is just beginning. And you're already winning? Move in silence. Build in darkness. Rise when ready. The celebration they're having right now, let them enjoy it. It's the last one they're going to have for a very long time.
You know, there's this person in your life who seems innocent, sweet, and harmless on the outside. They've always acted like they're your friend, someone you can trust. But in reality, they are a wolf in sheep's clothing, hiding their true, dark intentions. They've targeted you, and their mission isn't to uplift you, but to tear you down. They use manipulation, deceit, and even dark energy to control you, all out of their own insecurities and hatred. At first, you might not have seen it. This person probably charmed you with their kind words, their false kindness, making you feel like they had your best interest at heart. But deep down, they had no real care for you. They saw something in you that they lacked. Something that made them feel small. Something that made them feel like they could never measure up. And that's why they targeted you. This person thrives on negativity, jealousy, and resentment. Every time you rise, every time you achieve something great, they feel threatened. They can't stand to see you succeed because, in their twisted mind, it somehow reflects their own failure. It reminds them of what they'll never be, what they'll never have. And that feeling eats away at them. They want what you have, but they don't know how to get it through hard work or integrity. So instead, they'll try to take it from you, even if that means destroying you in the process. It's almost like they can't be happy for you. No matter how much good you do, no matter how much success you find, this person will always find a way to undermine it, twist it, and make it feel like it's not worth celebrating. They'll belittle your achievements, turning your victories into insignificant moments. But why? Why do they do this to you? Because deep down, they know they're not capable of achieving what you have. They can't stand your energy. Your positive vibes threaten them. Your genuine kindness, your loyalty, your drive, it all makes them uncomfortable. They want to be you, but they can't. So they turn their focus on tearing you down instead. They can't stand the fact that you have what they'll never be able to possess, and it eats away at their soul. It's easy to think that this person's behavior is just a series of unfortunate events or misunderstandings. But no, it's deliberate. Everything they do is calculated. They are actively working behind the scenes to bring you down, using their manipulation and deceit to control you. They might act like everything is fine, like nothing is wrong, but trust me, nothing is fine. They've been playing a game with you and you've been the pawn without even knowing it. They've probably even convinced other people that you're the problem, right? They probably twisted the truth so many times that everyone around them believes their lies. You may have felt isolated, wondering why your relationships are being affected, why your life feels like it's been sabotaged. But it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You were just too trusting, too kind. They knew how to play on your good nature and used it against you. They've been wearing this mask, acting like a friend, pretending to care, but it's all an illusion. The reality is they've been secretly trying to destroy you, while you've been unknowingly giving them access to your life. They've learned how to mimic trust, how to fake sincerity. They've learned how to play the game so well that even the people closest to you couldn't see through their act. But you started seeing through their lies, and that's when the mask began to crack. The truth is, this person thought they had you figured out. They thought you were weak, that you wouldn't notice their subtle attacks. But what they didn't count on was your strength, your resilience, and your intuition. You're not as naive as they thought. You caught on to their manipulative behavior, and now they're panicking. They never expected you to see through their game. They never expected you to catch them in the act. But now they're terrified. They know they've lost control over you. They thought they could keep sending negative energy your way, running their black magic, manipulating situations to their advantage, and you'd never notice. They thought they could keep draining your energy, stealing your peace, and manipulating your life without you ever catching on. But here's the thing. They underestimated you. They didn't realize how strong your spirit is, how protected you are by the Most High. Every time they sent negative energy, every time they tried to bring you down, you just grew stronger. You might not have seen it in the moment, But now you can look back and realize how each of those attacks only made you more powerful, more aware, and more determined to stand in your truth. Their darkness only highlighted your light, and now you're starting to see through their facade. You've caught on to their little tricks, their lies, and their manipulation. And it's all falling apart for them. They've tried everything they could to break you, to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel unworthy of the blessings you've been given. But what they didn't count on was your faith. They didn't count on the fact that you have an unshakable belief in yourself, in the power of the universe, and in God. They tried to make you believe that you were nothing, that you didn't deserve what you have. But you didn't listen to them, did you? No. You kept moving forward. You kept chasing your dreams. You kept walking in your purpose. And that's why they're panicking now. They never thought you'd get this far. They thought you'd collapse under the pressure. But here you are, stronger than ever. This person has seen the miracles happening in your life. They've seen the blessings you've been receiving. They've seen how doors are opening for you, how everything seems to be falling into place. And instead of being happy for you, they're bitter, they're angry. They don't understand why you keep succeeding, why you keep thriving despite everything they've done to try and hold you back. But the truth is, their black magic, their negative energy, their attacks have no power over you. They can't touch you, they can't break you. The more they try, the more they reveal themselves, and the more you shine. They thought they could get away with their deception. They thought they could break you and get you to come crawling back to them. But they're wrong. You've broken free. You've seen them for who they truly are. Now you know what you need to do. You need to protect your energy. You need to cut ties with this person. You need to remove them from your life once and for all. They've had their chance, and now it's time for you to take control. You don't need people like this in your life. People who drain you. People who wear masks and pretend to be your friend while secretly trying to destroy you. Stay strong. Trust your intuition. Keep moving forward. Your journey is far greater than their petty games. The universe has bigger plans for you. Keep believing in yourself. Keep your energy high and watch how the universe begins to remove these people from your life. The wolf in sheep's clothing will reveal itself. And when it does, you'll be ready. This person has targeted you. But now, you've learned the truth, and that truth will set you free. You've been targeted, but you're no longer unaware. The blindfold has been lifted, and you're now fully aware of the games this person has been playing. You've caught on to the manipulation, the jealousy, the deceit. But this is only the beginning. Now that you know what they've been up to, you can begin to reclaim your power, reclaim your peace, and most importantly, reclaim your life. It might have been hard to believe at first, right? You might have thought, no, not this person, they can't possibly be that evil. But now you see it clearly. This person's true nature is revealed. They were never who they pretended to be. They used kindness as a weapon, disguised their toxicity behind a friendly face, and took advantage of your good heart. But guess what? You're smarter than that. You saw through the illusion, and that's what scares them the most. They thrive on chaos. They thrive on negativity, and they thought they could continue to feed off your energy. But now that you see them for who they truly are, they no longer have the power to manipulate you. They can no longer use your kindness against you because you've put up your boundaries. You've learned the importance of protecting your energy. You're no longer an open target for their toxic behavior. And that's something they can't stand. The fact that you're still standing strong is a testament to your resilience. They tried everything they could, using black magic, spreading lies, creating obstacles in your life, but you kept going. Every attempt to bring you down only made you rise higher. They thought they could destroy your spirit, but all they did was help you realize how unbreakable you truly are. You might have questioned yourself at times, wondering why things felt so hard, why you felt drained, why everything seemed to be going wrong. But now, you see the truth, right? It wasn't your fault. You weren't the problem. This person had been working behind the scenes, using every trick in the book to sabotage your peace, your happiness, and your success. They were the ones trying to bring you down. And now that you know, you can finally stop blaming yourself. This person has been walking around, pretending to be someone they're not. They've been fooling others, keeping up their charade, but in reality, they've been targeting you all along. And it's not just you. This person has probably done this to others in the past, leaving a trail of hurt, broken relationships, and people who were left wondering what went wrong. But you're different. You're not like the others. You're waking up. You're not going to fall for their games. It might be hard to understand why someone would behave like this. Why would anyone intentionally try to bring someone else down? But the truth is, these types of people are so consumed with their own hatred and insecurities that they can't stand to see anyone else succeed. They can't bear to see someone living the life they've always wanted. So they do everything in their power to stop it, even if it means destroying others along the way. But you've been strong through all of this. You've been through the storm, and now you're standing tall, more powerful than ever. Your resilience, your courage, and your faith in yourself have gotten you this far, and they'll continue to carry you forward. You are the victor here, not the person who tried to manipulate you. They've tried to destroy your peace, but they can't take away your strength. Let's talk about what they've been doing behind the scenes. This person has used every trick they know to hold you back. They've sent negative energy your way. They've tried to isolate you from others. They've used lies, gossip, and deceit to ruin your reputation. They've tried to make you doubt yourself, making you feel unworthy, like you didn't deserve the success and happiness that's coming your way. But all of this, it was just a distraction. It was a distraction from the real truth. You were never the problem. You were always the light. They've tried to break you down by attacking your confidence, your self-worth, and your trust in others. They've tried to make you feel like you're crazy, like you're imagining things. They've convinced you that your struggles are your own fault, that you're the one who needs to change, when in reality, it was always them. They are the ones who needed to change. They are the ones who needed to face their darkness. But you're no longer falling for it. You're not going to allow them to manipulate your emotions anymore. You've seen their true colors, and now you know exactly who they are. They've tried to convince you that you were the problem, but you now understand that they were the ones creating chaos in your life. They've been using their dark energy to try to control you, to control your thoughts, to control your actions. But they've underestimated you. You are a force to be reckoned with. You're strong, you're resilient, and most importantly, you're not afraid to face the truth. This person thought they could break you down. They thought they could make you doubt your worth, but you're stronger than they could have ever imagined. The power that you hold within you, the power that you've always had, is something they could never touch. Your light is something they can't dim. They tried. They really did. But the harder they tried, the more you grew. The more you saw through their deception, the more you realized how powerful you truly are. And you know what else? They didn't count on your ability to heal. Every time they tried to attack you, every time they tried to hurt you, you became more aware, more in tune with your own power. You learned how to protect yourself. You learned how to stand your ground. And every time they tried to pull you down, you kept rising higher. Now, you need to protect yourself even more. You need to protect your energy, your peace, and your future. This person has already caused enough damage, but you don't have to allow them to continue. You don't have to let them control your life anymore. You've already broken free from their grasp. And it's time to take full control. Surround yourself with people who truly support you. Surround yourself with people who bring positive energy into your life. People who encourage you to grow. People who genuinely want to see you succeed. Let go of the toxic relationships. Let go of the ones who drain you, who try to bring you down. You deserve to be around people who lift you up, people who appreciate you for who you are, and people who want to see you shine. Remember this, you were never the problem. You didn't deserve the pain this person tried to inflict on you. But now you're stronger than ever. You've learned the lesson, you've seen through the lies, and you're not falling for it anymore. This person may have targeted you, but they've lost their power over you. Your spirit is too strong. Your faith is too unshakable, and your light is too bright. So walk away. Leave them in the past where they belong. They've played their game and they've lost. Now it's your turn to shine. You're free, you're protected, and nothing can stop you now.